Watching the Highlight Zone with WANE 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
We got a big test this week with Mylan Graham, Johnny Washington, James Hardy.
Come out, not being too big-headed, and just coming out doing your job.
There really isn't an off week in the NE8.
Everybody's just keeps stepping it up from year to year, and this is going to be no exception to that.
Not a lot of people believe in us, but I think we can come out with a dub.
Really just going out every Friday, playing football, having fun with my brothers. That's really all you can really ask for every given Friday.
Oh, yeah, the first 2 weeks of the season were fun, but now it's time to get some serious work done. For most teams, week 3 means kicking off conference play, and that is indeed the case in what looks like a very deep Northeast 8. At John Young Stadium, the undefeated Barons battling the unbeaten Bulldogs. We're talking DeKalb at New Haven, your Highlight Zone game of the week. Now, Mylan Graham, yeah, he leads that offense at New Haven. He, of course, is going to be an Ohio State Buckeye next season, and he shows you why one of the best teams in the nation wants him to play for him. First drive. You thought he was tackled about at the line of scrimmage, but he switches fields. Mylan Graham, folks, he's a special talent, and New Haven takes a 7-0 lead. But DeKalb, they get punched, they punch right back. Ensuing drive, it's DeKalb's Xavier Bell, and Bell ringing his way. 84 yards for the touchdown. Might we have a shootout? Well, we'd have a bunch of offense. It was tied 7-7 at that point, but it was mostly on the New Haven side. It's Trey Bates with the touchdown, and New Haven led 14-7 after one. Second quarter, New Haven breaks it open. So many offensive weapons. Adrian Anderson gets the touchdown there to make it a 21-7 lead, and then Donovan Williams going to work. The quarterback makes this team go. He would find Chris Stewart. Stewart with the TD, and Williams was not done. Watch him find a Johnny Washington, the former Concordia cadet. It's a touchdown. New Haven led 42-7 at the half, and the Bulldogs go on to win your game of the week by a final of 48-28 over the Barons.
Really, it was finally a game where our offense could really open up the pass game a lot and throw the ball more. The past 2 weeks, teams are heavily focused on our pass, so the run game opened up. This week, I think the pass game opened up a lot more, and it just allowed our playmakers to make plays.
It means a lot. It just shows all our preparation, hard work we put in through the offseason leading up to these 3 weeks to win. So it means a lot.
They did a good job stopping the run, and we got a lot of weapons on offense, and we got to showcase them today. I wasn't really a part of the team last year, but this is revenge games for them, and I'm very glad that we got the job done.
Get the job done they did. DeKalb hosts East Noble next Friday, while New Haven heads to Leo next week. And speaking of those Leo Lions, they were coming off a nice win over Angola. Jason Dorfler's team on the road at the Courtyard against Norwell. Third quarter action, Norwell's D stepping up here. It's Cohen Bailey with the interception in the secondary for Coach Gerber's team, but Leo had already built a 20-0 lead. Later in the third, Brett Fuller. And Fuller filling up the stat sheet. He had 72 yards on the ground. This his second of 2 TDs. And Norwell now up 27-0. Fast forward to the fourth quarter. It's Dearius Carter slamming his way into the end zone. And Leo beats Norwell 33-0. And man, that sets up a huge Leo New Haven game next Friday, which will be your Highlight Zone game of the week. Reigning NE8 champ Columbia City opening its conference title defense on the road as the Eagles at Belmont. And in the second quarter, Caden Schrauf with a touchdown run right there for the Eagles, and they were up 36-0. Columbia City relentless on offense, relentless on D. It's Ethan McIntosh with the fumble recovery right there. And the Eagles in business. You're going to see Tanner Ellis now in at the quarterback position. Ellis looking for James Getz, and how many big touchdowns did this guy have last season for CC? He gets the TD there. Columbia City, no problem with Belmont, 49-0. Final stop in the NE8, it's Kendall Vegas, baby. After hosting a game of the week in both weeks 1 and 2, the Knights facing Huntington North in week 3. Watch this. Xander Brazel to Alex Brennan, and Brennan breaks 1, breaks 2, and then beats the third tackler to the end zone right at the pylon there. It's a touchdown, 7-0 East Noble. Now, later, it's Xander Brazel to Mason Treesh, and you can call Mason Macaulay Culkin because he is home alone. Man, he got open behind the defense there. It's a touchdown, and East Noble led 21-0. Brazel looking for Treesh again. This would make it a 28-0 ball game, and East Noble no problem with the Vikings. 51-0 in Kendallville. Let's move to the SAC with their new divisions this year. This week's week 3 games, all cross-division games, so they won't actually count in the standings, but you know, hey, you want to win them all, right? Carroll at Southside, first drive, Jimmy Sullivan and Jimmy Football rolling out and rolling in. That's a touchdown from 6 yards out, and Carroll up 7-0 just like that. After a 3-and-out, Carroll with a football again. It's Sullivan using the arm to Jaden Van Pelt. Kid's only a sophomore. He is a name to know for the future and, you know, for the present too. 13-0 Carroll at that point. You saw the offense. How about some of that Carroll D? Southside completes the pass here, but Will Jeffries with a tackle in the end zone. And folks, that's a safety. 2 points to Carroll, and Carroll had a lot of points. They win this one at Jack Weicker Stadium, 78-6. A lot of people have that Snyder-Carroll game circled in week 5. Meanwhile, the Panthers still number 1 in the 5A state poll. They were at Concordia this week, and that's Uriah Buchanan with the touchdown in the first quarter to make it a 6-0 Panthers lead. How about some special teams doing something special for Kirk Tippmann? It's Anthony Hernandez returning the blocked punt for a touchdown, and Snyder in the lead, 13-0. They were not done. They scored early. They scored often. John Stegmeyer would be the beneficiary of this touchdown pass as Snyder beats Concordia 52-6. After missing the first 2 games with a broken foot suffered in the offseason, Notre Dame recruit Tay Johnson making his season debut for Northside as they took on Dwenger. And, well, when Tay's healthy, you get it to Tay. That's a touchdown to make it 6-0 Legends in the first. More from the Legends. Special teams again in the SAC. How about Rayshawn Carpenter with the block, scoop, score, and it is the Legends on top 12-0. But the Saints fire right back. Toby Tippmann gets the Saints on the board with the touchdown run. It's a 12-7 ball game there, and we see more from the Saints. Check out Ethan Springer to my man Carter Minix, and Carter Minix can scoop behind the defense for the touch, and Dwenger gets the win over the Legends 21-12 at Shields Field. Let's go to Wayne Stadium. The Generals won 2 games all of last season, a win over Homestead, and Sherwood Haydocks Club would earn its 3rd win already this season. This promised to be one of the more competitive games in the SAC, at least on paper. We pick it up in the second quarter. That was Marcus Cooper with the touchdown as they went for it on 4th down, and it's a 14-7 ball game, but Homestead in the lead after that Wayne touchdown. Wayne's defense coming up here. 70% of the earth is covered by water. The rest is covered by Darion Alexander. This kid is a stud in the defensive backfield. He gets the interception. That led to a field goal, and it was 14-10 at the half. Third quarter, though, Homestead comes out looking good offensively. Watch Michael White. Woo! Find Cale Swagger, and Swagger gets his swag on for the touchdown as Homestead with a big second half. Spartans run away with this one, 41-10. Final stop tonight in the SAC, Spooler Stadium. Both Lures and Northrop looking for that elusive first win of the season. We pick it up in the second quarter. Lures, Mickey Daring, a senior. They are going to count on this dude all season long. He gets the touchdown, and Lures stakes itself to a 21-0 lead. But no give up in the Bruins. Watch David Callison pitch this one here to Danilin Barkston Wilson, and Barksdale Wilson. He is picking up a big chunky yardage right there. That would lead to a touchdown to cut it to 21-7. Later, Callison finds his big tight end. It's Jackson Hughes, all 6'4" of them. He rumbles home for the touchdown to make it a 21-14 game, but the Bruins wouldn't get any closer as Lures would go on to win 37-14 at Spooler Stadium. We're going to take a quick timeout, but coming up after the break, we're going to head to a battle up in Butler. The Eastside Blazers have certainly been the kings of the conference the last few years, but could a hard-charging team from West Noble dethrone the guys in green in the NECC? We're about to find out. Meanwhile, in the ACAC, 2 undefeated teams meeting in the Parlor City as Bluffton takes on South Adams. We've also got trips to Heritage, to Adams Central, to Garrett, and much more. 8 more games from Northeast Indiana coming your way next on The Zone.
We are the Adams Central Jets. We got more highlights on arriving soon.
The sky's the limit. And tonight, our goal is to play 48 minutes of New Haven Rocco Socko Kick-Ass football!
Oh, man, you got to love it. That was New Haven coach Kyle Boer in the locker room before tonight's game. You can see more behind-the-scenes action in the Highlight Zone's 2-minute drill segment. That's on Wednesdays at 6. As for the ACAC, Adams Central, yeah, they've been the team to beat the last few years, but both Bluffton and South Adams looking to challenge for the conference championship this fall. This one had Game of the Week vibes, at least on paper, at Fred Park Field. Both teams coming in 2-0 as South Adams took on Bluffton. And first quarter action after a long run by Andrew Hunt. It's Braxton Betancourt to Fletcher Wenger, and Fletch doing just like Daddy Kunks told him how to do. 7-0, Tigers in the lead, and they would put their foot on the gas. Andrew Hunt with a touchdown to make it 13-zip. Hunt and Tucker Jenkins go over 100 yards rushing, and Bluffton blows out South Adams in this one. Look out for the Tigers, 41-6 over South Adams. Let's stay in the ACAC. Heritage on fire coming in. Patriots off to a pretty dominant 2-0 start. Could a Woodland team cool them off in Monroeville tonight? Well, the answer is they tried. Braden Smith had a big week last week as a receiver with 4 touchdown catches, but gets the interception to save a touchdown right there, and it makes it 0-0 still. We're having a good time out at Heritage. And guess what? Second quarter, it was scoreless until this. Kobe Meyer, who's been great to start this season, hits Zeke Litchfield, and watch that move right there as Zeke, the freak, in for the touchdown, and Heritage stakes itself to a 7-zip lead. They were not done. You're going to see Kobe Meyer break this one off. The senior running back for Casey Kolkman goes 75 yards on this touchdown, and the Patriots are in business. They win this one 26-0 at home. Let's go to Minnick Field. Adams Central ranked number 2 again this week in the 1A state poll. Jets, a tall task for a Blackhawk program in its first season of 11-man football. First drive, that's a fumble, and Trevor Curry is there to snatch it for AC. Later, special teams doing work. Ryan Tester, and Tester passes this test with flying colors. He flies his way into the end zone for the Flying Jets, and that's Adams Central up 6-zip after a missed PAT. More from Adams Central. You're going to see the Jets run the football here. It's Keegan Bloom, and as we like to say, Bloom goes the dynamite. He's in for a score, and Adams Central does run away with this one, 54-10 at the Landing Strip. In the NECC, the conference's reigning small school division champ hosting the early favorite to win the big division this year. That would be Eastside hosting West Noble. First quarter action, Drew Yates. He had a 70-yard touchdown scamper last week. Well, he adds to his season total with this 54-yard touchdown in the first quarter. And West Noble, Monty Mayhorter's team, up 7-0. Later in the first, though, Eastside. Gage Spalding doing his best Dax Coleman impression. That means running it up the middle and running over the defense. It's a touchdown for the guys in green. Woo, and this game is tied at 7-all. Later in the first, you're going to see E.J. Miller. Watch this ball find his mitts, and Miller takes it all the way back for a touchdown. But West Noble proves too much. It's the Chargers over the Blazers, 41-17 in Butler. Bit of a rivalry game at Memorial Field in Garrett. Both Busco and the Railroaders of Garrett looking to get back on track after some tough starts to the season. Third quarter action, the Railroaders up 14-zip. The Garrett defense making a nice tackle there. And then you're going to see a little more defense. You'll see, that is Aiden Hunt with a stop there. In the fourth, we're going to see Garrett find the end zone again as they led 20-zip. This would be Cam Rubel with the short touchdown plunge as Garrett goes on to win over Busco, the final 27-0. The reigning NECC champs in the big division, the Angola Hornets, a non-conference matchup against the John Glenn Falcons. First quarter, it's John Glenn's Chase Miller, and unfortunately, Angola had to chase him down, but they wouldn't catch him. It's a 45-yard touchdown run right there, and the Falcons led 6-zip. But Angola fires right back. Hawkins Hasselman, H squared, looking for Micah Story. Watch the catch, and he's in for the touchdown. Beautiful offense right there. It's a 29-yard touchdown. Angola takes a 7-6 lead, but they had trouble containing Miller. Second quarter, he gets in the end zone again, and John Glenn tops Angola 30-24. At the Rock Pile in Plymouth, Northern Lakes Conference action. Warsaw coming in 2-0. They were facing the Plymouth Rockies. Bart ball at its finest. Ethan Egolf for the Tigers with a first down there, and well, the Tigers just matriculating the football down the field. This is Lucas Ransbottom with a touchdown here for the Tigers. That knotted it at 7, and guess what? Warsaw goes on to win at 3-0, 41-7 over Plymouth. Last stop for football, Wawasee looking to kick off conference play with a win at Goshen. Right at 30 seconds left before the half, check out Brandon Kelly for Wawasee. John Reedaboo has to be loving what he sees here because Kelly goes 84 yards to the house. Wawasee looking good as Wawasee wins on the road to open NLC play. 34-21 your final. Stay tuned. Your Gem of the Night is coming up next on the Highlight Zone.
We are the Bluffton Tigers, and we'll be back with more Highlight Zone. We're the Heritage Patriots.
We're the best in conference.
And you're watching the Highlight Zone.
His name, or at least nickname, is Biscuit. But last week, Mason Noak proving he is no joke. The New Haven defensive lineman rumbling his way to a touchdown and to the Highlight Zone's highest honor. So who's it going to be this week? Here's your Gem of the Week, brought to you by Peter Franklin Jewelers. And well, it's another New Haven guy, but this time it's Mylan Graham. How about this play in the first quarter to set the tone for what would be an explosive night offensively for the Bulldogs? The future Ohio State Buckeye, the Ohio State University, I should say, ripping the ball away from the defender, and he would find the end zone as New Haven wins your game of the week. Congratulations to Mylan. As for next Friday, here are some of the games we'll be featuring. Dwenger and Carroll, New Haven at Leo Heritage versus South Adams, Angola at West Noble, and Antwerp at Hicksville in the battle of Route 49. Let's talk some TinCaps. 1.5 games out were they coming in with 9 games left to play. We picked this one up with Griffin Dorshing homering here in the second, and the Caps win by a final of 6-2. We'll see you next Friday night here on the Highlight Zone.